But one thing that I realized was the day I started confronting my fears, the day that I said enough is enough, like I couldn't go through with it any longer, things started turning around for me. Hi, welcome to another episode of The Journey with Olufemi Chris. So on today's episode, I will be discussing one of my many fears. Yeah. I'm afraid. I'm dealing with fear on a constant basis. Why are you whispering? I don't know. Maybe I don't want everybody to hear that I am constantly battling with fear in my heart or in my life. I'm surrounded by fears. But the insecurity in us is just like that, whispering in our mind and telling us how to navigate our lives. And the truth about it is, we are all afraid of one thing, whether we like it or not. But one of the major things we should choose not to allow is, do not allow fear to limit you. Do not allow fear to paralyze you. Do not allow fear to make you feel stagnant and lock you up in a deeper dungeon that you find it hard to get out of. For me, I have battled so many times with fears. Even doing this video and doing this podcast, it's me saying I am done with fear. Because I have bounced the ideas in my head severally, like, oh, I need to do this thing, and something saying, don't do it, you can't do it, you shouldn't do it. And giving me all manner of reasons why I shouldn't. And the truth is, we're all battling with fear constantly in our life. Somebody is battling with the fear of going broke. Somebody is battling with the fear of losing their job. Somebody is battling with the fear of losing their marriage, losing that relationship. Somebody is battling with the fear of dying. Somebody is battling with the fear of coping with the economic situation of the country at the moment. Somebody out there is battling with the fear of losing his job and thinking, how is he going to survive? You see, fear plays a whole lot of tricks in our mind. And how we let that happen is totally on us. And it's a constant thing that we have to just admit that we have allowed fear in our life for too long. And which for me, it's not good. I, for one, have battled with fear on different levels. Fear of the dark, fear of failure, fear of starting something new. Like I said, doing this is me battling with my fears. Having conversation with friends here and there, like I know a particular friend, like I go back and forth, in conversation with him, like, dude, see, this is this for me, and say it's just your fear speaking. And I'm wondering how many people out there are facing this same kind of fear. And one of the best way to actually deal with this fear is for you to step out of your mind, step out of your head, step out of that thought that is playing in your mind saying you can't, you shouldn't. The shouldn't, wouldn't, and the can't, you need to pack them and throw them into the bin and tell yourself you can. Because if you don't actually try something, you will not know whether you will succeed or not. And if you don't stop worrying about something, you will not know whether that thing will actually find a way of taking care of itself. You're worrying about losing your job, and the fear is really crippling you. And every now and then, anything happens around you, you feel like, hey, it's over, I'm losing this job. But I need to tell you, you don't have to always keep looking over your shoulders because fear is dictating to you. You need to begin to live outside of fear. And how do you do that? Face it, confront it. Fear is just like a dark veil that stands between you and light, which is on the other side. So let's say you are in a particular room, and in that room you are in a darkness, and you can see light outside of that room. Fear is like the door keeping you inside that room, and the only thing you can do to yourself is stretch out your hand and open the door and let the light in, and take a step outside of that dark area that you are confined in by your fear, and take a bold step into the light of possibilities that is before you. If you can begin to confront your fear, you are at the very point of conquering your fears. Why? Because you are confronting it. Enough of you trying to convince yourself that you're not good enough. Enough of you allowing fear to dictate to you that you cannot do this, you will fail at this. Fear can paralyze you and drag you deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into an illusion of I can't. And you keep thinking that yes, you can't. You can't be successful. You can't be rich. You can't make it. You can't pass that exams. You can't start that business. You can't make that relationship work. You can't make that marriage work. You are a failure. These are some of the things fear begins to dictate to you. But you need to begin to step outside of that thought. You need to begin to take yourself outside of it. You need to begin to be more intentional about what you feed your mind with. You need to be more conscious of your surroundings. There are times that when those thoughts pops in, take a walk. Get your mind busy in a positive way. Because in doing that, you begin to realize that you are breaking free from fear. I lived with fear several years in my life, battling with it every now and then. That if you bring up the topic that is relating to what is causing fear in my life, I spark, I react. Why? Because fear has made me insecure when it comes to that particular area. But one thing that I realized was the day I started confronting my fears, the day that I said enough is enough, like I couldn't go through with it any longer, things started turning around for me. things started turning around for me. Don't think you are the only one battling with fears in your mind. Don't think you are the only one having this thing. Someone close to you is battling with fears as well, but they have found a way of dealing with it. Open up to someone near you and talk to them, share with them, have a conversation. And trust me, while having that conversation, you'll begin to realize that, hey, you're actually finding a way to deal with it. But it's not just having a conversation, it is you now being deliberate in taking step towards it. Don't just acquire the knowledge in the conversation you are having. Take step about it. Be the doer. Don't just be the listener. Don't just be the talker. You can talk, and the things you said now start playing in your mind, and you start continuing the conversation in your mind rather than acting on it. Stop having that conversation in your mind. Act on it. Do something about it. That's one way you can deal with your fears. Fear is normal. It's what we go through every day. We battle with it every day. I battle with my fears every day. I'm still battling with it. Like I said, this right here is me still battling with my fears. And I hope you find a way of battling with your fears. I hope you find a way of confronting your fears. Whatever fear it is, take bold step. Talk about it. And don't let that voice continue in your mind. Don't continue the conversation in your mind. Take it out. So until I see you again, I hope you can realize that you're not the only one living with fears. We all deal with it. We all face it. And we all find a way around it. It's a constant thing. Even in this world that is filled with constant changes, we find a way of dealing with it. So, till next time, have a fearless day. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos, and please turn on the notification bell so that you can always be notified